Believe me or not, there are narcissistic forces in this world that want to keep you paralyzed. Not physically, but spiritually, because you are a super empath. Forces that do not just want you silent, they want you broken. They want you tired, drained, and convinced that your sensitivity is a curse, not a power. But why? Why do these demonic and narcissistic spirits attack you as a super empath? Let's find out in today's episode. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. The topic is 5 demonic spirits that attack super empaths. Having survived that narcissist, you have felt them. You have battled them. You have bled under their weight because that narc is the ultimate vessel and carrier for these spirits. Everyone talks about Jezebel, but that's just one face of the darkness. There are others, older and more insidious, that come into your life not in their scary supernatural form, but as the narcissist who pretends to be an angel. So, demonic spirit number 1, Beelzebub, the demon of doubt and overthinking. Beelzebub doesn't attack with loud declarations, but with subtle questions. He is the master of overthinking, doubt, and rumination. He creeps into your thoughts quietly, planting seeds of uncertainty. He makes you question your purpose, your path, and your very essence. Are you really good enough? What if you are wrong? What if you are just fooling yourself? What if you are making up things? What if everything you believe that's happening is an illusion? His whispers are constant and circular, looping in your mind until every thought feels heavy and pointless. In psychological terms, what do we call it? We call it gaslighting. He thrives in the shadows of your mind, twisting clarity into confusion. He makes you replay conversations, rethink decisions, and question your instincts. Every minor mistake becomes a monumental failure in his grip. You lose yourself in the maze of what ifs, unable to move forward. Doubt becomes your cage, and overthinking becomes your torment. Beelzebub, who acts through the narcissist in your life, thrives in this paralysis because when you are stuck in rumination, you are not living your purpose, are you? And that is what the narcissist ultimately wants. You are just surviving it. You are existing in a shadow of your potential. And he knows that. This demon knows that every day you stay in that shadow, another piece of your strength fades away. Beelzebub's greatest victory is convincing you that clarity is a luxury you can never have, and that doubt is your true identity. But the moment you act despite fear, despite uncertainty, his grip weakens, and that manifests collectively as the narcissist's true collapse. Number 2, Belphegor, the crusher of spirit. Belphegor makes you question your right to act, your ability to choose, your sense of power. He creeps into your body and mind, inducing the freeze response. When your body feels heavy, sinking, your mind feels fogged, and you are trapped in helplessness, that's Beelzebub's doing. It is through that narcissist he plants the ideas in your head, ideas such as you're a failure. Why try when you are worthless, when you will fail? He does not need chains, he uses fear. Fear that every action will be met with rejection, punishment, or humiliation. Fear that nothing you do will ever be good enough. And so, what do? You freeze. You stay still, waiting for the moment to pass, but unfortunately it never does. Belphegor's grip is in action. The longer you stay frozen, the tighter his hold. He crushes your agency, yourself, making every step feel like a big risk. But defiance is your weapon, I must say. Small movements like standing up, speaking a word, breaking the silence, every choice to act, no matter how small, shatters his control. Movement is rebellion, and every time you move, you reclaim your power. Number 3, Modus, the demon of self-disgust. Modus is the demon of lust and destruction, but his deepest strategy is to warp your view of self. He does not need to destroy you from the outside. No, he waits for you to turn inward, to become your own enemy. This is the narcissist's ultimate game. They manipulate you into internalizing blame. They program you into taking responsibility for the things you have never done. He takes your mistakes and turns them into proof that you are inherently flawed, that your empathy is weakness, that your compassion is foolish, that your love is dangerous. He says you are too soft, too naive, too weak to survive in this world. And it echoes in your mind until you start to believe it. Every regret becomes a reason to hate yourself. Every imperfection becomes a weapon against your soul. And the cruelest part is that he speaks in your own voice, making it impossible to distinguish his lies from your truth. So you don't question it, you just believe it, until one day you find yourself torn apart by your own self-loathing. That is how Modus wins, by convincing you to turn on yourself, by making you believe that self-sabotage is survival. But the truth is, you were never meant to be at war with yourself. You were born to be your own ally. And every time you extend compassion inward, every time you forgive yourself and love yourself despite the scars, Modus narcissist weakens. Because love, true self-love, is his greatest enemy. Number 4, Mamon, the demon of paralysis. Mamon is the demon of greed and stagnation. He does not just lure you with comfort, he freezes you. He says, wait, not yet, maybe later. He convinces you that you are not ready, not strong enough, not wise enough, that the right moment will come. But that's not today. So what do? You wait and wait and wait. Years pass and the narcissist keeps abusing you. You lose a lot of opportunities and time. Days turn into months, months to years. Opportunities fade, dreams wither, and suddenly you are not just standing still, you are sinking. Because Mamon thrives when you hesitate, when you second guess, when you choose the safety of inaction over the courage of movement. He tells you that action is dangerous, that risk will destroy you, and you believe him because it is easier to believe the fear than to challenge it. But Mamon wins only when you choose fear over courage. His greatest fear is not your action but your defiance, because the moment you move, even in uncertainty, even in fear, his grip loosens. Every bold step is a strike against his chains. Every risk is a rebellion, and in that rebellion you find freedom. However, you have to be afraid of the real physical and financial consequences, if there are any, that come with leaving the narcissist. You have to get to a point of full readiness before you can take any big step. That's an entirely different scenario I'm talking about. Number 5 and the last one, Aamon, the demon of confusion and fog. Aamon is the demon who clouds clarity. He does not attack your strength, he attacks your vision. The exact mechanism a covert narcissist uses to destroy you. He wraps your mind in fog, convincing you that every decision will lead to ruin. What if you are wrong? What if it is a trap? What if you are making this whole thing up? What if he is not that bad? What if she is not a cheater? His lies are subtle but suffocating, creating a haze where nothing seems certain and every step feels like a fall. Classic covert narcissistic abuse. He thrives when you stand still, too afraid to choose, too confused to act, when you doubt yourself. And the longer you hesitate, the thicker the fog grows until your vision is lost completely. Because clarity only comes from moment, as I said earlier, from action, from stepping into the unknown. He keeps buying time by making you give the narcissist more chances. But when you finally choose to walk through the fog, you find that the path clears with every step. That is how you defeat Aamon. Not with certainty, but with courage. You see, these demons do not want you to know they exist. They do not want you to recognize their grip. Because if you do, what will happen? You can fight back. They know it. And the moment you fight back, their power gone, weakens. But the truth is, super empaths were born to battle the darkness, not by crushing, but by illuminating, by cutting through deception with clarity, which is why that narcissist is afraid of your light, by exposing lies with truth, by challenging evil with integrity. You do not win by becoming harder. You win by becoming clearer, sharper, more discerning. You win by knowing exactly what you stand for and standing for it without apology. You win by refusing to let weariness convince you you are done, by refusing to let isolation make you forget your power, by refusing to let self-disgust define your identity, by refusing to let paralysis dictate your destiny, and by refusing to let false light masquerade as truth. The darkness wants you small, silent, and paralyzed, but that's not who you are. You are the storm, the wildfire, the light that blinds in a good way. And every time you choose to stand up, speak out, and live fully, another demon falls. So stand tall, my dear super empath. The battle is real, but so is your power. With that, let's bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.